Go.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Top Tier Tiers Madoka Magia? Magia? No. The continuation of that review. We did red and blue last time, so this time we're going on with yellow. With me as last time, I have feedback. There is feedback. Okay, let's see if I can fix that.
Just unplug your laptop.
Did that do it?
Yes, it did.
Cool.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, so with me there is the guy who told me to unplug my laptop.
Hello.
Tim Tom. Then we have Wibbs and Solid MB who like play this set and stuff.
Hello.
What's up?
Supposedly.
Supposedly. Let's test.
You've seen my deck, so
I don't think you're actually playing the game when we played.
Can't draw the stock, soul can't play the game.
Yeah, you also milled a lot of climaxes with your combo.
Nice deck, bro.
That was
Alright,
pretty sad.
let's go on to the first card either way. It's a double R, Sana, something to protect. It is a Brainstorm. It is a tap self Brainstorm to salvage. No, it is not red because there's not really a good reason. It doesn't really matter either. And it also has the supplementary ability at the start of your climax phase. Choose a level 2 or lower character, and that character gains -1 level for the turn. So the limitation's obviously to stop you from playing an early play and then making it immune to an anti-change counter. And the other effect is to synergize with the whole make your entire front row the same level gimmick that Madoka has been trying to push. And while it's a creative gimmick, as to how good it is a completely different question. So
the problem is there's like no real payoff in the sense that you can't even like the most important effect would trigger at the opponent's battle phase, so removing a level on your turn doesn't actually do anything.
Most of the time, removing a level doesn't do anything anyways, because you want your field to be level 1, right?
Yeah, but like say you just played the refresh. Like with this, you could move the refresh to level 1, but you can't do it on the opponent's turn, which is where you'd really want the effect. So this is just like flavor text, which I'm not sure what the flavor really is. It's just a self-first Brainstorm with 500 less power, which is still good.
Is this the best Brainstorm? I forget. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, if you can't explain the flavor, then that obviously makes you a secondary, and
yeah,
that's
it does make you a
So,
secondary.
well,
link
like
attacks.
They have
link attacks. Link burst, something in the game. They have to like link up and they do a super move.
I forgot I have the small boxes on this one.
There's like a self tap self tap draw 2 ditch 1 Brainstorm, and there's a rest 2 search Brainstorm. And the reason why you prefer the salvage Brainstorm or draw 2 ditch 1 is because your selection is actually kind of not that great.
Selection's non-existent in Madoka, besides like outside of your Brainstorm or drop searches.
Well, there's also the book combo if you're playing that, but yeah. And also salvage Brainstorms tend to be pretty good when your set has refreshers, like 5 or less cards refresh. Because you tend to brainstorm a lot when your deck is like near refresh to get to the refresh, and then you can also salvage the refresher.
Didn't I take an issue with this exact line of reasoning last time? Like I get that, but
you took an issue with it, but it doesn't make it any less right. So
well, you're wrong. Like if you start the turn with 2 cards left in deck, then you can't brainstorm and get anything good.
Yeah, but so the search brainstorm would be worse in like most of the other scenarios where you would use it to set up the refresh.
Sure, but if you need to set up the refresh, then you don't need to play it. Oh, either way, this set does not have very good milling, so it's kind of a moot point either way. So
yeah,
I don't think it's the best set to represent search versus salvage in terms of helping out a refresh or being synergistic with the refresh. I guess that the salvage is better, it's more synergy.
It seems just kind of marginal, right? You'd probably just run the tap self. You'd probably just run the tap self selective Brainstorm no matter what.
Yeah. They've both got pros and cons, and I don't think there's a big reason to argue for one over the other. All right, next card. Well, what rating are we giving this? Like
B plus probably. Right? It's the best brainstorm, I guess.
B plus.
Man, I want to give this a B because the other effect doesn't do anything. But whatever.
Did you look at the foil art?
She's hiding under a shield. It's so cute.
But it's a literal who, man. Who is this person?
She's Shield Girl.
She's a phone. It's Shielder from Fate Go.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Next card is this is Mommy News Story. So this is a Mommy. It's not really a Mommy waifu deck, but it is a Mommy waifu deck card mostly. When this is placed from hand to stage, check 2 cards at the top of your deck, put them back in the same order. When it is reversed in battle, you may you may check 3 cards from the top of your deck. If you do this, choose up to 1 yellow character, add it to your hand, ditch the rest, then discard a card. So this is the Cheery profile.
Not quite.
It's on the
Cheery. This is on reverse Frieze or whatever. Whatever. It's Kirito, whatever you
want. The Mocha.
Yeah.
Look, it's the free mill Madoka needed. Right there.
I mean, if you...
It's also inaccessible for like every deck except like yellow, waifu, John.
You don't have enough. You don't run enough yellow to justify running.
There isn't enough like good yellow cards to make the hit count high enough.
Combo brainstorm. Sorry, level 3 combo brainstorm. This and then like
drop search.
That's still not enough.
A number of yellows.
I think your level 1 combo would have to be yellow as well.
Yeah, the yellow level 1 combo is not very good.
I think this card is actually really solid, and
I don't disagree.
But it does mean you walk.
The card itself, like, just remove this yellow thing, and we can talk. Like, there is no good mono yellow deck or no good yellow focus deck, so this card also just is not.
Dude, but blueberries and cheese. Lol. Sorry. There's so many old memes, man. Gotta get through them all. B minus.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this card is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's just, I mean, is it worth going to yellow for?
No.
Not terribly so. Yeah. Like you'd have to play average filler cards like this next card. Felicia, how a mercenary fights. It's a early play if you've got 2 or fewer climaxes. It is a heal, and it gains 1k for each magic trait in your back row. So it's an 11k early play heal, which would have been impressive in 2013 or something.
It's okay.
Right now, it's a fine card to have access to. I can't really object to it existing. It's like a C plus, C-ish.
The only deck this goes in is like mono yellow. So.
Well, that's the thing, right?
C
if you want to play the Mommy,
right.
then you got to play.
And it only goes in mono yellow because it's yellow, and not because it's an early play.
Yeah, but that still makes it like a fine card. It's not terrible.
I don't like this. This P looks good though.
Isn't this just the best early play if you're not counting the standby combo?
Because it's the only early play. Well, no, actually the Homura is better. The Homura exists, right?
Which home? Oh yeah. All right, never mind.
Well, for the check 3, you have to play like a shitty 1-0, so I guess that's like the distinction. But also, like if you're playing the Homura play, it's also possible that you're not running yellow.
Let's press on. How about we press on? You can talk about the Homura when you get to it, or when you get to whatever green early play they give us. Next card, Cyrano's strongest position. So this is actually a card you probably want to play. When this is placed from hand to stage, up to once a turn, you may cancel burn for 1, and when you have the shot trigger in the climax zone, when this attacks, this gains cancel burn, and if the cancel happens, then you may also heal 1. So it does not heal if the opponent just eats the damage, but if they just eat the damage, they just eat the damage. So that's like Win-win
They
either
didn't
way.
just eat the damage, they die, so.
That's the implication, yes. So this is a super solid card. The only real gripe I have with it is that it does not dig for its own climax, but that's a gripe I have with a lot of finishers, and it doesn't detract from the fact that when you play 3 of this in the climax, your opponent is very likely to die.
Well, the other thing is like it's
This
not
is
that
on a
great when
shot.
you're behind too.
I
But
mean, a lot of
it
cards
makes
aren't
up
that
for
great
it
when
by
you're behind.
being absurdly efficient. I mean, absurdly consistent.
I mean, how
It's
behind
also
do you
just
have to
6
be for
stock
this
to
not to
do
be
like infinite damage for
like
6 stock.
if you're not like if you're only a bit behind, like at 3, 4 or whatever.
I mean, if they're at like 2, if they're
If you're at
under
3,
3,
4, then
if
this
they're
card
like
is
not
much
level 3,
easier.
if they're like high level 2, right? This is
Sure,
probably
but
not
if
going to
your
kill them,
opponent,
right?
maybe not, but it'll probably heal you down if your opponent is somewhat compressed. Like
Sure,
you have
and
to.
yeah, I mean,
That's fine, right from behind. Like it's obviously not as good as on command heal, because if they just take it and they don't die, then that's that's not actually a good outcome. But I don't think calling this bad when you're behind is really fair to the card because
of course it's fair. I mean, I'm giving it an A. I'm just saying it's worse than some other finishers when you're
Yeah,
behind.
the
no,
issue
but
when
well, I'm
you're
saying I
using it
don't
from
think it's that really that bad
issue
from
when you're
behind.
using it.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's worse. It's an
Or
A-rated
like-
card, right? I mean, I'm just the standard is higher for cards like this.
What's the
Okay,
standard?
so
Like what?
can I talk for a second?
Sure.
Like I think the way you frame it as like being a worse card from behind is unlike other healing finishers, this actually requires you to like go in on the finishing turn and then not really have much left. Whereas other healing finishers might heal on play. So if you want to heal down, you actually have to go for the combo, which is somewhat unfortunate because like your follow up is basically non-existent.
Well, I mean, on the flip side of that argument, a lot of healing finishers have like the resource. Ugh.
Yeah, I have a high resource.
Yeah, they have a high resource consumption, while as this card is a bit more
Really
efficient. So like,
yeah,
just playing like being behind playing the CX doesn't feel as bad as like being behind with like Yukino or whatever like other finishing healers are.
yeah.
Well, I think we're largely in agreement that this is just a very, very good card. It's super good when you're ahead, and it's fine at parity. Maybe not that great when you're behind, but I think it's whatever. Like
It's also on a shot, which means the damage cap goes up, and you also
Not
have a
by- not
3/1
by a
event
lot.
that gives
It's a
extra
little-
soul and burn.
It's a nice like.
yes.
Sometimes
I don't know
it'll
if
happen.
you're compressed, you're pretty likely to trigger a shot in one of the 3 attacks.
Are you going to be compressed?
Yeah.
The stock soul deck goes off, you compress pretty hard.
Okay, sure.
The 3/1 event gives extra.
6
so,
shots
like
are
your
good.
actual damage ceiling is pretty high.
Sure. Okay. Well, we've given it a pretty good grade, so let's move on. Next card. Why is this a rare? Mami, Reliable Senpai. This is a on attack, give something 1k. You can't give itself 1k. Give something else 1k. And when it's reversed, you can stock bomb your level 0 opponents. I don't know. I don't think
Mami
stock bombs have
waifu.
been good for a while. Even in Mami Waifu, is this really something you want to play? Mami has
Mami doesn't have a lot of cards.
Well, she's got.
You actually need zeros to like fill out the thing.
this
You
better
don't
than
need to run 4, but you need to run like 2 or 3, I think.
Is this better
fill
than
out
the
the
vanilla
zeros.
Mami?
I'm
not actually convinced it's better than the vanilla, and that's not a good. That's.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Don't we give bombs D's?
What?
I thought we gave bombs D's.
This is also just a pump 1k.
Aren't there?
Like
Yeah, that's
that
why
is
there's the
actually
plus
the
one.
more that is actually the more relevant part of this card.
That's fine. Whatever. It's a whatever card.
It is very whatever. Like I think that this might actually be worse than the vanilla Mami deck. Alright, next card is a 004k towards the direction of the light, Surina. So this is just a 4k. You can't play events or backups from hand.
Is that relevant in this deck? Probably.
No.
Is it not?
In this
The
Not
only,
really.
the only counter I run is the edge change.
Guess you just have to be careful. with this.
It's only
card.
relevant
Just
if
put it on
you're.
field when it's relevant.
It's only
Yeah, I
relevant if you're
I know.
playing Sayaka's Wish.
Look,
Yeah.
It happens in
That
okay. I
discarded-
play LB. This happens sometimes, so you know.
How
Sometimes,
often does it happen? You can run
sometimes
in
your 4K
4Ks
lives
most
throughout
times.
like your. So it happens sometimes. That's all.
Your 4K lives until like level 1, and then sometimes you have no choice but to run it into a direct. But like, it's really not that big a deal.
I'm not saying it's a big deal. I'm just saying it happens occasionally.
Barely. Like, not even occasionally. It's rarely.
This
It's
is
still a
also
solo
Just have to keep
fixing.
that in
This
mind.
is like your best yellow fix, so
All right.
just in the
Okay.
drop search.
All right, next card, the payoff for the same level shenanigans. Memory of Hatred, Felicia. At the start of your attack phase, choose a character in your front row. If all your characters in the front row are the same level, this gains 3k for the turn, 107k. And when it is reversed in battle, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 2 or higher, you may bounce this to your hand. So it's a bouncy coin flip, which is...
This
So-
is like worse Mari.
They literally
But
looked at Mari
is
and were like,
not
"Man,
bad.
Mari is overspec'd. Let's tone it down a little bit."
I
Now
mean,
we
the
got
problem
this.
here is like the yellow, right?
Well, the problem here is that this is Mari without the best parts of Mari.
Without the scry. Yeah.
Without the scry and without the supporting cards.
Also,
Is that a good card? I'm not sure it is.
it's also just a terrible attacker past level 1, because past level 1 you're never meeting the power requirement.
Well,
But
why?
you will with your brainstorm.
What level 2 are you playing? Like, if you're not early playing, you still meet the requirement.
But pretty sure you just want to be early playing either the heal or Sayaka, right?
I'm gonna give
I don't
this
know. I
C-
don't really play all the time.
I'm just gonna give this C- because I think you've got to work to make it on rate.
No, I
I
love
think the biggest issue I have with this is that you actually don't have that many level 2 or higher cards that you want to run. So you
I
end
mean,
up with
sure.
like 12 or 13-ish hits, and then it's a really whatever card.
I mean, it
Or even
takes
if
a
you hit
lot.
like 18-ish hits, there's like no other payoff for going high level. So it just isn't
Sure.
worth it.
I tend to view cards like this as a 7k that sometimes gives you a random plus. And that's
Are those-
what I'm viewing. I mean, that's exactly what I'm viewing this card as, and that's like a C minus. On defense, it's obviously nothing. But at level 1 specifically, it's technically above spec. It's like, even with all of the stuff cut from Murray, it's technically above spec because it's a 107k that can sometimes bounce back. And
This
that's
is basically
whatever.
like filler for the yellow deck. If you need more
This
yellow.
is fine. That is absolutely fine. I think that this is better than like an Ellie clone.
Sure. You can't really play for field.
Yeah,
Well-
that's fine. I mean, you haven't been able to play for field in Madoka for a long time.
I think this is worse than the, like, if we're talking about the same level payoffs. I think this is worse than the blue Ellie clone that is like on reverse draw ditch.
Sure. It's still just like a C minus. Alright, let's move on. Next card, Comeback and Determination, Sana. This is a 105k. During your turn, it gets a -1 level and 500 power, so whatever. When the battle opponent of this is reversed, if you have the wind trigger in your climax zone, give one of your characters 1k and 1 soul for the turn, and this gains the ability to bounce back when front attacked. So this is not quite Aaron. This is a far cry from Aaron, unfortunately.
This isn't even like Astolfo or Ariri. What happened?
Well, no. This card, instead of being a potential +2, like a lot of those cards are, I guess Eri is not technically, but whatever. This is a +1, and then you get to Soul Rush your opponent a little bit, which in some situations is valuable, but I don't think it's nearly as valuable in most cases. Especially since, well, you can only get it on reverse, and you can only, like, this does not seem to play well with any of the other yellow cards. Unless...
This also can't attack
no.
last, which is
Yeah. Well,
slight.
I mean, it can attack last. You just don't get the soul and power
Sure.
bonus. You still get the plus, which is like the important part, right? If you attack last, then well, I mean, it won't matter. You can attack last, and if you don't want to attack for 3 on one row, or you can just give it to back row. It doesn't really matter. But I guess that is a hit against it. You can't have this speed last attacker. I don't know. It's also not very. It's not very impressive. Like it's a what? It's
It pluses you a
6-5?
shitty card.
Yeah.
The main problem.
Plusing you to a shitty card's not that huge a problem if you're running like drop searches and stuff. And a deck like this probably has.
If you're running drop searches that are free, maybe, or if you have like a card skis, but like using stock to fix your shitty combo doesn't make your combo like playable.
Any less shitty. No, that's the Psychono strategy. I'm not a big fan of it, but yeah, no, I think
Like, Eri is at least a respectable attacker. This isn't, so.
I don't think I like this card very much.
Yeah.
I
This
don't
goes
think
like exactly in the yellow focus deck to like up your yellow count for the mommy, which is like running a bunch of bad cards to make a card good, which is not something that's like good very often.
Is
Unless
this
you have
even
same synergy?
is this even better than Rebellion Mommy for the yellow deck? Don't think it is.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I'm pretty certain you'd rather play Rebellion Mommy. Like, this card is pretty mediocre. Alright. Let's go on. Next card, Kokoro Owane. If you have 4 or more magic characters, this gets -1 level in hand, so you can play it as a 1/1/7k, and when this reverses its battle opponent, and you have the wind in the climax zone, its specific wind, this gains 9k until the next end of your opponent's turn. What are you trying to give it, like an F?
Hey man, did you see Yute sell out of this card? It's the only rare.
Yeah.
It's the only rare that sold out completely.
I feel like someone was memeing, but
yeah. Did you not see the Twitter post? Some guy has like 100.
It's also, I think, the only
what?
card Girl has, so maybe he just really likes this girl.
Wait, what the fuck?
Isn't it the voice actor?
This card is not completely abysmal.
Yeah.
You can get one lane, and then you win that lane for free. And I get that it eats up your climax combo slot, but you do win a lane for free, and oftentimes you can win a second lane. Because when you play a deck like this, you go all in. You just go neg in order to win field. So even though it seems like you can only get one of this combo off, that's not really the case. You can play multiple.
Man, if you have to use a counter to defend these cards.
Wait, why would you ever have to use a counter?
I'm talking about the other lane.
What other lane? They're both going to be 16k.
Wait, this game. Wait. Sorry. Yeah. You're talking about the. Oh my god. Never mind. I misread the card. It's my bad.
I'm confused.
I think this would be playable if it wasn't a shot.
I don't think that changes things significantly.
Because no, 8 shots is actually something that's desirable.
Okay.
I still don't think that changes things significantly.
Nice.
So if you're running 8 shots, you can make a case for
still
this.
Still a mediocre climax combo.
Yeah, but it's like better than what you have for the second shot. So.
Well, see, if it was shot, then you wouldn't be able to trigger wins in the mirror to beat other 2/1s.
Can I just pose the same question? Is this better than Rebellion Mommy? Isn't Rebellion Mommy a shot as well?
No, it's
might
a
be better. This is definitely a better card than the 1/0 we just talked about. So I'm gonna give this a D+ because I gave that a D+.
I think we know who bought out all the card copies of this combo.
It's just whatever. It's not even whatever. It's like pretty subpar, I think.
Yeah. Look, for anyone who was looking for soundless voice memes, there aren't any memes to be had. This is just a a very mediocre card. All right, next card. Masaru
Wow.
Kagami. This ditch bonds to the card we just talked about, and you can tap it to give something 1/5 for the turn, helping it reverse it.
Yay. Yeah.
Isn't this just a D because you can like this is like a repeatable rest
That's
pump?
true.
100.
I don't have anything to add about this. It's probably fine for basically every single on reverse combo.
Yeah.
What else can you say about it? Not very much. All right, next card, Melissa Di Vigneault.
Oh, baby.
This is Drop Searcher with no other text.
But
This
it's
card-
2,500.
This
It's a
card
drop
is
searcher.
direct power creep over
Doesn't
Rebellion.
matter.
This card is direct power creep
Doesn't
over
matter.
a rare.
Lower
Same
rarity, lower
Let
rarity,
me-
higher
let me-
base
let
power.
me
Oh my
fix that.
god.
Let me fix that grade for you.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. All right.
Tap
Best card
Nothing
in the
else
set.
to say, guys. Everyone knows how
Stupid
good
drop
this card
searcher.
is.
Drop searches are great.
Drop searches are a sign your deck is really anemic. Alright.
Or really
Next card.
awesome. It goes both
Next
ways, my
card.
friend.
Ayaka Mariko. When this attacks, you may put a yellow character on your stage into waiting room. If you do, check the top card of your deck. If it's a yellow card, add it to your hand.
They've been
this is
printing
the,
these recently. This is a pretty cool.
Franks'
This is
power
the-
crept his profile. Franks doesn't have any color restrictions.
Yeah, I mean
on
this
it.
was an
Feels
apocrypha.
bad.
This was an apocrypha too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Apocrypha
Jack-
also had a
Jack-
color restriction.
Yes, that's what
Yeah, there's a Jack
I'm just
that.
saying that apocrypha had this. They've been printing these
But
recently. It's okay.
sure, but
It's
you
decent.
can't use Franks until level 1. I do think that card is better, but that is technically, it's technically a limitation.
I think the only problem here is just the yellow cost. It's like
It's yellow, so
it's
why are
it's
you
really
playing
cool with the Rize thing, you know. You get the reverse
Why?
sacket.
You know what?
What?
The other super cool thing about the Franks one is that you get to deny a non-reverse target in advance, and that's just really useful.
Yeah.
And you don't even
Um,
have to really sack a character if you don't want to, because there's a bunch of cards that have like, if this gets sacked, the turn it comes into play, you can.
Sure, but we're not talking about Franks. We're talking about this card.
Like
This
you,
is a
if
fun-
you if you tri-lane this card, can't you also say that you're preemptively denying reverses?
I mean, you're
Or if you
preemptively-
use this in your tri-lane, ugh.
I mean, you don't even need to try lane. You just need to use it the turn before they hit level 1.
Yeah,
And you're denying reverses
And,
all the same.
pretty much. This card is a pretty decent secondary advantage engine for the mono yellow deck. I think there's potential here. It's cool. Alright.
Okay.
Next card. Lightfalls.
You also
Felicia and
can't use
Sana.
this with events, which is sad.
When you use this card's backup, it's backup 0 for the record. You don't actually give anything any power. When you use this card's backup, all of your opponent's front row characters get -1k for the turn. This is the sort of trash that they printed in like Persona 5. Not Persona 5, Persona 3.
Remember when everyone lost their shit when they spoiled this card on Card of the Day?
Yeah, you
No,
get to kill
I
all the
don't.
goblins. Wow.
Oh. Yeah, fuck Kimono, friends.
Anti-damage. They play 3 goblins and you just got double anti-damage for 1 stock. And
Isn't it triple anti-damage?
Oh, it is triple anti-damage. Wow. Clearly,
Sounds broken.
clearly the strongest card in the set.
Yeah.
F is for fantastic. This card's trash. So
Yeah, real talk.
I mean,
This is effectively 1k to your front row is terrible, and there's a reason that these events that have similar text are never played. And I don't really understand why Bushiroad is still pretending that neg power is somehow more valuable than plus power to your field.
Actually, no. I'm gonna give this a D.
like you see, like what she's doing with her hands right there. She's not like catching the snow. She's actually just reacting to how bad the card is.
When are you ever playing this? Why does this get a D?
You're
Wow.
playing one copy and putting it in your level zone, and then your opponent can't ever attack with like 1k characters.
No,
You
you
play this?
you gave the 2/1 soundless voice piece of crap an F, and that card is several magnitudes more playable than this card.
Sure,
Amazing.
Like
whatever.
they're not even on the same plane. You can't give this a D. That's
B
not allowed.
is for bait.
In some universe, you'll get a free win with that tactic.
This card is terrible. Stop looking at it.
That would be very sad. I think you
Next
probably
card.
won that game anyways if that worked.
All right, Maiden's Determination. Tart, is that her name? Tart. God,
Yeah.
good grief! It's a 2/1 level 3 assist.
It's actually
with
Jean
2K in
d'Arc.
front. And you can start up, pay 1, and send it to memory. If you do, heal 1.
Well, that's neat.
That's is
Yeah,
it neat?
cool.
Are you
Yeah,
ever
I think it's cool.
Are you going to do that very often?
No, of course not. What? Because it goes to memory. I mean, like it's just like a nice like pocket heal, right?
I think
But the thing is,
I
the
think
thing
the,
is, if
the
you-
heal.
I mean, how often? Okay, I mean, how often do you get like truly like powerful utility on these types of cards, anyways, right?
is this truly powerful?
I'm not saying it's truly powerful. I'm just saying it's like something. It's like something that isn't like completely garbage. Like, I don't know.
It's
We see
close.
pretty bad effects on these types of cards. And this is like
Yeah.
fine.
I think
I think this is
one of
totally
the
fine.
better-
Like this is like
I think this is one of the better secondary effects.
like
we've seen
it
on
lets you
Pokemon.
heal with like play level 3. It lets you heal with like less stock, right? So you can heal, play another like non-healing level 3 or something, right, with 3 stock. Like it's obviously like you obviously use the heal when the assist is like no longer useful for you.
Yeah. Are
Or
you
when you're
splashing
at
this?
3/6 and don't have any stock. because it's
Sure,
just
I mean
used it all
that's
for mana.
one scenario, but another scenario is probably like maybe like post. Say you didn't kill them in the last turn, now you have to like, and you need to heal
Are you
because
splashing
Yeah.
this?
I don't know. I don't know if this is good enough to splash yellow for, but it is a fine assist, I think. If you
I agree. It's a
Need
fine
it.
card. I've got no issue with the card. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
It's also like the best, or rather the only 2k assist. So
oh baby,
Hmm.
there we go.
I think the other
Okay.
ones are all level X.
Sure. Okay. Next card is Senjo Gahara Battle Stance. When this is reversed, it's anti-change stock bomb.
Stuff even comes out of her
Um,
skirt like Senju Okahara. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's like freaking head tilt the card. That's fine. I think this is a fine card for the set to have. I get that it has an anti-change counter, but this costs 1 stock, and that costs 3.
I mean, they're just different
Actually, no,
cards.
I'm gonna give this like a C minus because there's a better anti-change bomb in blue.
Oh, I'll just give this a D plus.
Shrug.
JK.
Alright,
This is like
next
if
card.
you don't have blue, then you run this one, or if you're like in the yellow, and otherwise you run the blue one.
All right. More relevant if there's Hinologi in the meta, but you know.
Next card, Felicia Mitsuki. During your turn, characters in front gain 500. At the start of your climax phase, choose another level 2 or lower character to gain -1 level and 500 power. And climax combo with the yellow stock soul. When it's placed to the climax zone, if you're level 2 or lower, choose a character in your opponent's front row to gain -1k. If you're level 3 or higher, somehow, choose a character in your opponent's front row to gain -2k power for the turn. So this
Would
is...
this be playable if it targeted back row? Still no, right?
I think it still wouldn't be playable.
Yeah.
I think it'd
So
be
this is
playable
like-
if there was if it was a double combo.
Yeah, if it was like a combo with the basketball climax or something, then sure. But since it's not, I'm not
Wait,
convinced.
does
this
she
is
even
playable.
have a combo? Like this girl. I think she doesn't have another have a combo, right? This is the
She
only
does not
one.
have a combo. She just has the early play and the coin flip.
Yeah.
Good for her, I guess.
This is
Well,
like D just because of the first two effects. Like the climax combo is obviously unplayable.
It's not so much unplayable as ineffectual. And
Actually,
that's
is the effect even good? Like the effect is probably worse than the
like
rest.
no.
So
I like you can play a blank. You can play a blank stock soul, and that's like not a problem. It's just that it effectively is a blank stock soul because of how ineffectual this ability is. It does so little. It like does nothing.
yeah, like
And
the
therefore I'm just
the ditch spawner to the 2-1 combo that rests itself to pump 1500 is probably better than this if you ignore the climax combo text, which you should. So
Yep. Okay. Next card is Magical Girl Versus series. Holy mommy. This is a
Holy.
specific mommy
holy mommy.
waifu-ish card. Give all your other quote unquote mommy Tomoe, which is the level 3 from the first set,
Yeah.
gain 2k power, and resonate with the same card, pay 1, reveal that card from your hand, tap this to look up the 4 cards from the top of your deck, add a character with mommy that you find out to your hand, put the rest in your waiting room. Man, is there a reason
Mommy's
why
cards really suck. So this card is also pretty bad.
is there a reason why they didn't add Nagisa to the targets? Is there some problem there?
I think
Nagisa's not
Nagisa
in
is
the game.
in Magi Reiko.
She's rebellion only.
Sure, but oh god, I mean sure, but that doesn't mean this can't search for Nagisa cards. Well, I mean,
Maybe they
this
realized
card
what a
is
bad character Nagisa was
This is
and they
like a
removed
C.
it from the
Fine.
Madoka universe.
this character's like whatever. It is a fine card in the Mami Waifu deck, but that deck kind of sucks. So I'm just gonna give it a C and let this card carry that deck. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. All right, next card. This is Wolverine. If this is in the front row
No,
center
it's
slot, it gains
what's her face? Lady.
X23.
Yes.
Sure. If this card's in the front row center slot, this gains 1 soul, and when this direct attacks, this gains +1 soul for the turn. So this is a S plus because this is like
This is the
playing
best turn one play in all of Weiss Schwartz. Just hit him for
it's like playing a 3 soul.
just hit him for 5. Turn 1. What do they do?
S
They
plus
take
plus.
5.
Because
Card's
it gains
amazing.
+2 soul.
This is actually like a C. This is a fantastic turn card on turn 1 or 2 when you can attack for like friggin' 4 damage. If they eat it, then they eat it. If they don't eat it, then like whatever.
If you trigger a double soul, the effect
Yeah. Why not? Why only 4? Just trigger your stock
1.
soul. Hit him for 5.
I'm reading this card
Hit him
more
for
because
6.
this doesn't do anything else. So
Yeah, this card's
I
only good
really
on
don't like that it
2
doesn't do anything else.
because what am I gonna say? On turn 1 or 2, you don't want them to like not cancel and take only a couple damage. You'd rather they get hit to level 1 quickly or that they take no damage and might get stuck at level 0. So that's why this card gets even the time of day from me.
Massive soul level 0 definitely screws up tempo. The way level 0 can be played.
Yes, and I find value in that.
But I think it's only worthwhile if it's tacked onto cards that you just play anyways. And unfortunately, this card doesn't do anything else, so it's kind of like.
Oh no, I deleted my thing. Whatever.
Pretty meh.
Let me restore that for. Oh, you got it back. All right. You know how to press Control Z.
Yeah.
All right. Next card. Sana
She's
Futaba,
Chinese, right?
Shield Girl.
She has a Chinese dress.
Her name is Meiyu, so I think she's Chinese.
Meiyu.
Hey, it's 2018. Stop assuming people's nationalities, okay?
I mean, you're the Chinese person here.
You're not wrong.
Is her name Chinese?
I'm qualified
Sounds
to take
racist.
offense. All right, next card, Sana Futaba. This is a come and play draw, Ricky.
No.
Wait, no.
It's on death.
Oh god, that's even worse.
It's like the worst of all worlds.
Oh, it could be No, actually, it couldn't be worse.
This is literally the worst of all worlds.
No. It could be on deaf clock, Ricky, or it could be on deaf like. Actually, how could it be worse?
No, this is literally the worst of all possible worlds for a level 0 Ricky.
No, it could be worse. It could be, instead of paying stock cost, you just clock the top card of your clock, and then you add the bottom card, like the top card of your stock, to your hand, because then it is still a random card, but your opponent knows what it is. So yeah, it could definitely be slightly worse. God, if this is what you have to play
we do
in
have
order
an
to get your
actual Ricky in
tri-field,
this set.
if this
kinda
is what you
sad.
have to play in order to get your tri-field going, then I'm very, very sad for you. And the only time you do that is if you are playing the
It's
mono yellow
yellow.
deck, I think.
There you go.
Anyway.
This doesn't work the same way it does with Hestaya, kind of.
Alright, next card is Sasara Minagi. The 103k. Up to once turn, when you use a startup effect, give a character 1k for the turn. And you can pay 1, ditch card from hand to add Asuka Tatsuki in your waiting room to your hand. I think she's a counter, right?
Yeah, it's the 1/2k counter.
Yeah, 1/2k. I don't think this is particularly valuable for that, but I do think that the extra 1k is, it's not blank, like that is actual text.
Would
Oh,
it
you know
be
what this does?
playable
This
if it bonded to the 1/0 counter instead?
this makes the 2/1/0 power counter into a 2/1/1k counter.
Wow.
We solved it. We solved it, guys. We worked out how to make that card playable.
So if you
Sick.
so if you run 2 of this, you actually have like a 2/1/2k counter, which is
A
like a
2/1/2k
1/1/2k
counter.
counter. Actually, it's a 3k counter because it negs 1k from the opponent, so it's a
Alright.
vanilla counter at that point. Sounds
It's
good.
actually a 5k counter. It's like Schrodinger's 5k counter, depending on whether they have front row or not.
Just little payoff for playing for board in this
Yeah,
in these decks.
because that second effect is basically not relevant. This is just a very mediocre card.
Yep.
All right. Oh god. The next.
Oh man, these are awesome. This game must be wild.
This is surely this is like April Fool's meme
This is
bullshit,
like
right?
they're
The
like
Saint-
actually playing on the memes here, right?
The Saint appears. Holy mommy! This is a 107k. If you have the other mommy meme card, the Amagi thing we talked
And
about,
it's a meme because she has huge boobs.
this is fine.
The Holy Mother. You know?
I don't think the Holy Mother had large breasts.
You know, motherly qualities. You know.
I think I agree with Tom here.
Yeah.
I agree with Tom.
All right.
You're giving us a C plus. I guess
Um,
it's okay in that deck.
This card's like
107.
this card's pretty good in the mommy deck. Free 7k, right?
Yeah.
Mami also has like a 1/5 counter that you can shift for.
Wow.
It's not like the mommy deck has anything else going for it.
Well,
Yeah, Mami actually has like nothing. So this is
Did
pretty
anyone
good.
ever play? Anyone ever play Reciteer? Because I'm pretty sure this character is Reset from Reciteer.
no, she's the basketball
Oh,
girl.
capitalism.
Why is her magical girl outfit not basketball themed?
Yeah, it looks like she's taking out the trash.
That's strangely cool.
This is a 6/5. Because that first drawback is actually pretty problematic sometimes.
Is it
What it
in this
actually
set?
means?
In this set?
Look,
I mean, most of the time it just means you have to attack this last if you have 0
yes,
stock,
that
right?
is-
I don't think
that's
it's
what I
like
was gonna
ever.
say.
No.
You have a Ricky. You
Oh,
have a Ricky.
sorry.
It's
You're talking
2
about the
or
first
fewer.
effect.
You can't attack if you go into battlefield with 0 stock.
Yeah. So you
Oops.
you need to have 1 stock, and then you have to attack last with this. And that's why I can't immediately recommend this over like other comparable cards. But
This gets a D for me.
it's not the worst thing ever. It's basically an Ellie with some real drawback.
Look, I've played with this in Ilya, and Ilya doesn't even have a Ricky, so, and it was already shit in Ilya, so.
Wait, why would having Ricky change anything? It just means you're more likely
Because
for this
you spend
downside
slow.
to proc. Okay,
Yeah.
sure, that's what you meant. Sure. Alright, sure, you guys have convinced me. Alright, next card. Asuka Tatsuki. It's a 1/1 vanilla 2K counter. It's yellow for the yellow deck. This can be bonded or not bonded. This can be ditched, salvaged by that other thing. I don't know. D plus seems about D minus seems about right. I would not want to play this card.
So if the bond thing was free, and this was a 1/0 counter, then we can talk about this.
Now, even then, it's like, do you really want to dedicate a lot of room to a 1/0/1
I think
counter?
then it's good. I think then it's good.
Yeah, only if you play it alongside the 2/1 16K.
That card doesn't need counters though.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, well,
The
I'm
next
trying to
card
be
is
serious
Memories
here,
from...
okay?
No, not allowed. It's the mono yellow meme deck, dude. Memories from the Farm. This is a 1/1 event. Give a character, choose one character, it gains 1k, and the ability during battles involving this, your opponent cannot play backups from hand, and when the battle opponent of this is reversed, search your deck for a magic character, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Now, what I need to ask is this better or worse than the green 1/1 search a magic character event?
Probably worse.
I agree. I think it is probably worse.
But you can use this at level 3 to make sure your Madoka kills something.
Wow! Yay!
Let me know how that goes.
Yay!
I'm just pointing out the differences.
Let me know how that goes. You forgot to mention the 1k, dude.
It's sometimes
Relevant
good text,
power.
but like a lot of times it's just whatever. So
Yeah, it's like a D. Alright, if I can put it in, there we go. Alright, next card is Friends in the Back Alley. Oh boy,
the
it's
homies.
a shitty SEO counter. It's,
call the homies out.
It's a 2/1 counter. Choose one of your characters in battle, return it to your hand. Then choose a character in your front row and move it to the slot that character was in as the defending character.
It's an interesting card, but it's still a bad card.
Is it interesting?
You're supposed to play it with the. You're supposed to play it with the yellow early play, so she gains power for back row. Wow, synergy.
All right. This is better than the last card. This is like a C minus. Wait, I'm on the wrong.
Is this better than Grief Seed?
No.
No, I don't think it is.
Not.
Grief Seed is a pretty big counter.
Oh wait, no. If this set had like Azusa, it would be better than Grief Seed. There we go.
Then
yeah, there's no good CIP effects to recycle, because even the Akatsuki thing, the reset thing is reverse.
I do think this card is, like they said, interesting, but I don't think it's overly impactful. If your opponent has seen it once, then they will play around it forever, and that's a bad thing.
Even if they don't
this
play
effect
around
is
it,
not
it's
that impactful.
Yeah.
No, it is not. It lets you replay a character, but that's, I think, the most.
It's really cool if you play this with the Saika thingy, the early play. You get to like have her defend 2 lanes, unless they just.
Well, they would just attack lanes
yeah,
first.
that's the problem. So it's like that's the problem. So this card's just like you know.
I've given you guys a chance to talk about the obvious application of this card, which is in the blueberries and cheese deck. So you can take the zombie off the field when you don't need it anymore.
Oh my god!
Or you could just use the heal.
We're noobs.
Yeah. Okay, well
which you
that's
can now
all.
bond to, by
Next
the way.
card.
Let's get on to the not quite Mayoi. It's a 3-1 event. Give a magic character 5k power, 1 soul, and the ability cancel burn. That
Uh,
that's a lot of stuff.
this is pretty solid.
I
I
like
think.
it. I
This
like
is
it.
a
This
good
is
card.
like
It's really good when you're on finishing turn with Arl. Other than that, this card's pretty. It, like doesn't really do much.
It's also good if you put it on the Kyoko.
The 6 stock Kyoko.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You can have your third Arl by paying 7 stock in one
It's
hand.
actually better. It's actually better than third Arl. Then it's 1 more burn.
wait, the Kyoko is
No,
on attack burn.
No,
right?
actually, it's 2 more burns.
No,
isn't it?
the
No, it's 1 more
Kyoko
burn.
the
It's 1
Kyoko
more
is
burn.
when she deals damage, burn 1, right? That one.
Yeah. So it's 1 more burn than triple R and this event to use Kyoko and this event.
This card's a fine extra finisher. It won't do the job by itself, but it is pretty good, and I think that it's a fine card to just have as part of your finishing turn, especially when, like in this set, your finishing turn is so cheap in terms of hand and stock cost.
Yeah. It's just really
Yeah,
efficient.
it's nice and efficient, and I think it's pretty good. All right, that does it for yellow, and we'll be back with green shortly.